What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to take a look at Philadelphia's middleweight, Billy Arnold, to your left. And the Lower East Side, Rocky Graziano, who would become the future middleweight champion. He was from the Lower East Side. He's to your right. And Billy Arnold's name was William Marshall. He was born September 21st, 1926 in Port Richmond, Pennsylvania. He died May 18th, 1995. He was 68 years of age at the time of his death, and he would reside in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I knew Billy Arnold. And he stood 5 foot 8 inches. He was a welterweight, middleweight, and had a fighting career record of 51 total bouts, 41 wins, 9 losses, 34 knockouts, and he had 1 draw. Fought from November 1st, 1943 to October 19th, 1948. Between November 1st, 1943 and November 27th, 1944, he would have a 28-fight winning streak. He would lose to Fritzy Zivik on a Friday night, January 5th, 1945, in New York's Madison Square Garden. He would lose in 8 rounds. Referee was Arthur Donovan. Donovan had it 2-4, and Marty Monroe would have it 3-5 for Fritzy Zivik. Fritzy Zivik had a fighting career record of 141 wins, 44 losses, and 7 draws with 75 knockouts at the time of this fight. Billy Arnold would have 29 wins, no losses, 1 draw, and 27 knockouts at the time of this fight. Now, what was amazing about Billy Arnold? Very good fighter, future prospect. He would lose to March 9th, 1945, New York's Madison Square Garden, Brooklyn, New York. 35 wins, 6 losses, 5 draws. Lost in the 3rd round to Rocky Graziano. He was scheduled for 8. Graziano would turn up the heat. And Graziano was a 6-1 underdog coming into that fight. But he was a slugger. Very powerful puncher was Rocky Graziano. As a matter of fact, he was known to be the hardest right-hand puncher in middleweight history. And he was known as The Rock. Born January 1st, 1919 in the Lower East Side. He died May 22nd, 1990 in Brooklyn, New York's Lower East Side. And I met Rocky Graziano several times. Stood 5 foot 7 inches and had a 68.5-inch reach. Was a welterweight and middleweight. Had a total fight career of 83 fights, 67 wins, 10 losses, 52 knockouts, and 6 draws. Won his first 3 bouts, 1 draw, 1 loss. 4 fighters such as Bobby Brown and Freddie Graham, Tony Reno, etc. He lost 2 against Brownville, Brooklyn, Harold Green. These 2 men knew each other very well. Went to school together. Had street fights. Many of them. Besides the wars they had in the ring. But Harold Green was a little bit more of a technical fighter than Rocky Graziano. Harold Green would fight fighters such as Pierre Langlois, and Ernie Durando, Joey Giardello. Had a fighting career record of 88 total bouts, 71 wins, 14 losses, 24 knockouts. He'd be in the ring with Patty Young, Johnny Greco, Rocky Gasolani, Fitzy Zivik, Ernie Cat Robinson, and Buster Tyler, just to name an example. Fought him again December 22nd, 1944. That time, Harold Green had a fighting career record of 39-5-2. Fought him at Madison Square Garden. And that was another great fight between these 2 men. But on March 9th, 1945, we knocked out Philadelphia's Billy Arnold. Arnold had a fighting career record of 29-1-1 during the course of that fight. And that was amazing. Because Billy Arnold was known as a prospect. No one thought he would lose. Graziano had a fighting career record of 35-6-5 with 25 knockouts coming into that Billy Arnold fight. But that was an amazing night in New York's Madison Square Garden between these 2 men. And I just wanted to go through that fight with you right here in the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Billy Arnold and Rocky Graziano. They mixed it up March 9th, 1945. I'm Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Salute to Billy Arnold. Salute to Rocky GRAZIANO. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Peace.